Good morning, student. Today we are going to start chapter number 5, part 5, that is transect methods. Transect is an ecological tools that allow us to qualify the relative abundance of organisms in an area. It is simply a path that spans the environmental gradients of our interest, and even we can locate our sample plot along this path. To track spatial changes across some environmental gradients, it is important to be able to qualify changes in abundance of species. When the vegetation is to be studied along an environmental gradient or ecotones, a line is laid down across a stand or several strands at right angles. This method of linear sampling of vegetation is called as a transects. The length of transects would be determined by the gradient under sampling. For example, we can find the edge effects of a forest and grassland using these methods. There are two types of transects, that is line transects and belt transects. So first we see the first type, that is the line transects. In this type of transect, the vegetation is sampled only over a line. A transect line can be made using a nylon rope marked and numbered at 0.5 meter or 1 meter intervals. All the ways along its length, this line is laid across the area we wish to study, and its position depends on direction of environmental gradients. This line will touch some plants on its way from one point to other. The observer will start recording these plants from one end with gradually move towards the other end. The presence or absence of species at each marked point is recorded. From this type of transects, following informations could be collected. Number one, the number of times each species appears along the lines, the trend of increase or degrees of distance between the individuals of a species, the percentage of occurrence of different species in relation to the total species. And next, that is line transects can reveal species zonation pattern along the lines by showing where particular species occurs on the line. Okay. Then from the observations in a number of such parallel lines transects, comments can be made on the habit and other environmental conditions on different portions of transects. Every species has its own ecological amplitude and tentatively expressed the status of available water and other edaphic conditions, atmospheric humidity, availability of light, grazing and other biological pressures. Then second type, that is the belt transects. After line transect, we must study the belt transects. So see here, it is similar to line transect method and may be considered as a widening of lines transects to form a continuous belt. The belt is a long strip of vegetation of uniform width. The width of the belt is determined according to the type of vegetation under study. In herbaceous vegetation, it is usually 1 meter, but in various from 1 meter to 10 meter in forest. The length of the belt is determined according to the purpose of the study. The belt transect is marked on the vegetation under study across some environmental gradients. It can be marked under nylon rope and wooden pegs at regular intervals so that the rope will remain on its position. A belt is generally studied by dividing it into some equal sized segments. The length of each segment is generally equal to the width of transects. These segments are sometimes called quadrats. Bell transects are used in determining and understanding the gradual change in abundance, dominance, frequency, and distribution of different species in the transitional region between two different types of vegetations. Okay, then there is the third type, that is plotless method. We must know that what is meant by plotless method. See here, it is sampling without the use of quadrat transects. Individual pin frames records may be regarded as a plotless samples. Plotless sampling is most often used for survey of forest vegetation, especially where a rapid inventory is required. When vegetation is spare or not easily acceptable, the use of sample plots is not feasible in the field. Therefore, plotless methods are often used as alternatives. In this method, communities are not sampled with delimited plots but with sampling points when dimensional transect lines or certain distances within the stands. Plotless method could be thought of an quadrat shrunk to line or a point of no dimension. The advantages of plotless sampler are a sample plot does not need to establish the saving time. Secondly, elimination of subjective error associated with the sampler plot boundaries. There are two main types of plotless sampling methods. Number one is that is point frame methods, and number two that is point centered quadrat methods. So out of these, first we must know that point frame methods. So here the point frame methods means the point frame method was first discovered by Levy and Maiden in 1933. It is based on point sampling to determine cover. It consists of a standing frame that holds a set of vertically aligned pins that are lowered as sampling points to record the hits. The optimum number and arrangement of points with the frame depends on the spatial pattern of vegetations, distance between plants, and the size of individual plants. A common configuration consists of 10 pins, each 5 pins apart. Actually, dimensions of the point frame should be selected so that the same plant is not hit by all pins. Each point frame is usually considered the same sample unit, so commonly covers data can be assessed in 10% intervals. Data from several frames are required for statistical analysis of cover data to compare difference between the years or among sites. Okay, according to the subjects of the study, either ground cover, basal cover, canopy cover, or leaf area index can be determined by these methods. A periscope can be attached to the point frame to determine over story cover. Species composition is also obtained from the point frame techniques by recording the species associated with each hit. Okay, then there is the second point, that is the point centered quadrat methods. This method was developed by Cottam and Curtis in 1956. It eliminated the use of any frame. A brass needle or a nail fitted with the top with rubber cork and compass needle is fixed at a random or in a desired direction at desired distances at several conjunctive points. In this method, a set of points is selected, the area around each point is divided into 4 90-degree quadrats, and the plant closest to the point in each quadrant is identified. The diameter and distance between the central point and selected plant in each quadrant is measured. If the needle hits the plant, then plant's diameter is only recorded and distance is put as 0. Okay, thank you.